What's up, everybody? Boy, Katana. Today, rocking the Smurf. You're probably wondering how many of these things I have. I have a lot, and I'm collecting more and more. So today I decided to go with the Papa Smurf, you know what I'm saying? One of my favorite Smurfs out there, you know, he's wise and things like that. So, you know, gotta represent childhood that we call bike life. You know, I'm just grateful to be able to ride and to have fun and to meet different people. You know, my channel has been growing, like, just huge. You know I started in January. I started with maybe, you know, 10 people or whatever. But really, I had the channel, but I just never really did nothing with it for a long time. So January, you know, my New Year's resolution was to really hit YouTube hard, really get into it, really like make it work, you know, because I really love doing videos. I really love the content I put out. I really love interacting with folks. And so I started really doing more research about YouTube. I started really getting into it, making more videos, and I have grown I'm almost close to like 900. I'm on my way to 1,000. So I cannot wait to hit 1,000. That's like that's my goal, was to hit 1,000 before the new year, and looks like I will be doing that. And I just want to appreciate everybody who's subscribed to my channel. You know, one day I want to become big, famous. You know, I want to be able to go out and meet people and, you know, just interact with folks. You know, I'm a really friendly person. I talk to anybody and everybody. I will never be a dickhead. I would never, if I became YouTube famous, whatever, I would still talk to each and everybody. You know, I would still take my time out to, you know, appreciate everybody. I'm not one of these type of people where if I had 1 million subscribers or following or whatever, that I'd be a total dickhead to them if I was out in the street. I mean, even right now, I'm starting to get noticed more in my community, you know, because they're like, oh, you're that guy who wears those crazy helmet covers. Yep, that's me. You know, they can tell that I'm different from everybody else. I'm a different motovlogger. I'm a different rider. I don't look at bike life as so serious, as so like, oh my God, you know, I gotta be the fastest out there. I gotta do the longest wheelies. No, I'm not that guy. I'm just a normal rider, everyday rider. I'm the father, the husband, you know, that guy. And it's just nice to be able to be recognized for that. And I will never ever take for granted anything in this life, or the people who subscribe to me would never do that. But, you know, getting on this bike, like right now, I'm just getting on it and riding it. Even going to Walmart with my wife, she's behind me in the car. It's just really nice. It just really feels really good. And as I keep going with this, I have more and more ideas of things I want to do. Just more things. I just have so many more things I want to talk about. And I know in the beginning my videos were a little bit controversial, but the thing is, I'm not afraid of doing that. I'm not afraid to address the elephant in the room. I'm not afraid to talk about the topics that nobody wants to talk about. I'm not afraid to be like, hey, look, I don't agree with this, even though it's not a popular thing. Because I'm not on here to, like, conform to motovlogging or to the bike life and conform because everybody else is doing it. No, just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean I have to do it. I am not a yes man, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a guy who sees somebody and be like, you know what, yeah, you're right. Doing a wheelie in the middle of an intersection is not dangerous. I'm gonna do it. No, I'm not that guy. I've never been a follower. And I really, honestly, I've really kind of never really been a leader. I've just been myself. That's who I've been. So whatever that is, that's where I'm at. Wow, that's a big limousine. So like I said, I don't agree upon a lot of stuff. If I don't agree, I don't agree. Like, you know, there's things that Do What Dan talks about, or Chase on Two Wheels talks about, or Jake the Snake talks about, that I totally don't agree with them. I don't. I just don't. And just because they are popular and they have those status, that doesn't mean that I have to agree with what they do or what they like, you know, because that's just them. And has it ever really bothered me that this happens? Yeah, sometimes when I don't conform to the other people's thinking, I do get shunned upon, I do get like talked about. But you know, I don't care. You know, people are saying always like, oh my gosh, your bike is so old, you should get a new bike. You know, man, you know, your bike is carbureted and stuff like that. You know, that's great. You know, that's great. But I don't feel like I need to put myself in a financial bind to go please other people. I don't need to go buy a brand new bike just because this one's too old for everybody else. It's old enough for me, you know? People don't quite understand loyalty, you know? So people keep saying like, you know, my bike is so old and this and that. You know, you're right. My bike is a 2000 ZX9. You know, I've got 92,000 miles on it. And yes, it's an old bike considered all the new bikes is out here, the technology and things like that. But you know what? There's two things about this bike that I like. It's simple. I know it's carbureted. I know that, you know, get my carbs cleaned is a hassle, but it's simple. I don't need all that extra electronics or that extra, like, a bunch of crap on a motorcycle so that when it breaks down, I got to pay somebody to fix it and it's going to be even more expensive. You know, I like simple things. You know, it doesn't matter, like I said, what you ride, it's that you ride. So just because I don't have the brand new, you know, ZX14 that came out, that doesn't mean that I don't experience riding no less than somebody else who has a brand new bike. I experience the same wind, I experience the same feelings, I experience the same kind of ride. Now yes, they might go faster than me, they might feel more comfortable-ish, but it's still a ride, regardless. So another reason why I feel like, you know, I don't like follow people because they say this and that and the other about my bike especially, is that this is my dream bike. Now I probably said it before, but I'm going to say it again for those that haven't seen the video. This is why I love my bike. Years ago, when I first started riding, I had a 500, and I always said my dream bike was a ZX900. I didn't want a 1000, I didn't want a 600, I wanted a 900. That was like at the time when I first started riding, I felt like that was just like the really peak, you know, size motor, size bike that I would want. You know, it's powerful enough to keep up with anything on the road, but it's not, you know, too small that I'll be left behind. So I've always said I wanted a ZX9, and through a lot of situations and a lot of assaults and stuff, whatever, I got this bike in like 2005, and I've had that bike since. And that's why I have over 90,000 miles on this bike. I think when I bought the bike, it had like 15 or something like that, or 20 or something. I don't know exactly. I got to look at the paperwork. But that's why I have this bike. I mean, think about it. If you had a chance of getting your dream bike or the bike you've always wanted, would you just throw it away because it's older and that people want you to get rid of it because, you know, they think you get a new bike? No, not really, because you got to be loyal. You know, you got to be loyal. If you really want something and that's something that you always wanted and you finally get what you want, you should be grateful for what you have. You should be grateful for being able to have the opportunity to get your dream vehicle. You know, and like my next dream vehicle will be the H2. Now, it might take me 10 years to get it, or 5 years to get it. But if I really, really want that bike, I will find a way to getting it. But I won't ever sell this bike because A, it's got 90,000 miles, like I'm gonna get a lot of money for it. B, it's because like this is my dream bike. I could not see myself getting rid of it. It's kind of like almost like having a child and say, you know what, the child is getting older, not much fun to play with, I'm just gonna get rid of it. Now granted, if something happens to this bike where I get in a wreck or like, you know, something that just happened and I can't ride anymore for mechanical reasons, then I would probably not fix it and get another bike. But that hasn't happened yet, and so, you know, because I do keep maintenance on my bike, I clean it, do all my chain, all that stuff like that. But if it ain't broke, you don't need to fix it. You know, the thing about it is, if people would stop worrying about the other folks, the Joneses, and worry about themselves and be happy and grateful for what they have, then a lot of times, a lot of these people wouldn't be in situations where they have like high bike notes and high insurance and, you know, and put their families in financial strain because they feel like they have to have a, you know, a new bike because everybody else wants them to get a new bike. That's not me. You can tell me all day long, hey, you need a new bike, you need a new bike, you need a new bike. Bruh, I'm still riding. I'm experiencing the same kind of ride you are. Yeah, you might go faster, but oh well, I'm still experiencing it. It's just crazy. So just don't get caught up in the hype, man. Don't get caught up in those who want you to ride, you know, you have to have a new bike and things like that. Because I'm telling you, those are not the people who are going to help pay for that bike. I mean, come on now. If you had like 6 of your friends say, oh, hey, man, you need to get a new bike, man. Your bike is so old. Well, then those 6 friends should help you when you come up short on your bike payment. You should say, hey, man, yeah. Man, look, I'm about $200 short on my bike payment. Can you help me out? Because, you know, you said I need a new bike. So if you're going to encourage me to get a new bike, you should also help me get the new bike. They're not going to help you. So you're going to be like, well, we didn't make you. Of course they didn't make you. And that's why you got to be a strong mind and just say no. You know, be happy for what you have.